So who's looking for some cheap but still decent earphones? Not trying to break your wallet? Well, I got you guys. Today we'll be going over some of the best budget starter IEMs around $25 to $30, and starting with the best all-rounder category. Here we want a pair of earphones that can play any genre you throw at it nicely without being too sharp or too warm, not emphasizing a certain region too much over the other. Here we're looking for something neutral or traditional in the upper mids and treble with a slight bass boost, or in other words, it's Harmon time, baby. IEMs like the Simga EW100P, Moondrop Chew 2, Zigan Nuo, and EPZ G10 all fits the description, and honestly they're all very similar, as you can tell from the graph, with a very similar low end to early mids, but with the slight differences in the upper mids and the treble. The main difference really lies in that if you want an all-rounder with more energy, then the G10 or the Nuo would work better there. They're a little bit more boosted and gives you more shine to the notes. But if that's too bright for you, you also have the EW100P or the Chew 2. Either one works. Both are around the same price and around the same sound, so just pick the one you like the most. I like the look and the fit of the EW100P better, so that would be my pick. But some of you may be wondering, where is the Warner, Jay? Where is my Warner? Well, in my opinion, the EW100P is just a better version of the Warner with better extension and detail in the upper mids and treble without getting fatiguing at mid volume. So that's why the EW100P replaces the Warner for me personally. However, if you want something with more bass but without, being bass head levels of bass, so an IEM with a warmer, thicker, and lusher tonality that's better for hip hop, rock, R&B, then the QKZ, HBB, and Tantrum 1 would still be my pick under $25, as nothing really crazy has came out in the last year to really dethrone them, especially the QKZ HBB, as you can get these for like $18. And comparing both, the HBBs are warmer than the Tantrum 1 3.5 version with less vocal and treble extension, where the 3.5mm version is still warm but better balance. So depending on how much bass or warmness you want, either one will work. The one will have a little bit more treble extension and air to them, while the HBBs are just like warmer and lusher sounding. And if you really like the QKZ HBBs but you just wish it looked cooler, it looked nicer, came with like a better build and cable, then the Blonde Z300 is exactly that. It's the direct upgrade to the HBBs. They sound very similar, but the Z300 has a better driver, it's slightly better in the vocal clarity, and just overall upgrade in terms of the build quality. It's metal instead of plastic, and it has like a very good cable for the price. So it's pretty much a better package overall, and you can usually find the Z300s on sale for around $30 or so. Now, what if you want the cleanest sounding IEM instead? Well, my pick there would be the new EPZ Q1 Pro. It's the direct upgrade and quote unquote successor to the original 7Hz Zero. The Q1 Pro sound pretty much identical in the tuning, but it has like better driver, better clarity, and not as thin and sharp sounding in the higher frequencies versus the original 7Hz Zero. The Q1 Pro overall is just an upgrade all around, from the plating, the design, the cable, the build, the sound. Very clean and vocal mid-centric set like the original Zero. However, it is a mid-volume set, as the upper mids and the treble can get a bit much at higher volumes like the original Zero. And if you wanted more low end, so still clean but with a slight sub bass boosted sound, then the CCA Trio and the Rhapsody will do the job there. Although you guys know how I feel about the KZs, but I have to give credit where it's credit due. Both of them have a cleanly controlled bass shelf, giving you that oomph in the sub bass while not bloating the other regions, and still maintaining good extension elsewhere. But before we move on, this video is sponsored by you guys. You guys know the drill. I buy most of the stuff I review in order to try to stay unbiased as much as possible, but I'm not rich, I can't buy everything, so I do need your guys' help. And you can help me by becoming a channel member. It's only $5 a month. I do regular giveaways there. But back to the video. On the other hand, if you do like extra energy and you want more treble and upper mids in your music, then something like the TRN Count would be a good treble headset at around $30 or so. The build and the cable, the case is very good for its price. Likewise, something like the Kiwi Ears Dolls and the CCA CRA Plus also works. Both have a very similar sound to the Count, bright and energetic, but without all the nice accessories and build quality, since you can get them for almost like half the price, around $15 to $17. Then finally, if you wanted more bass on top of that extra upper mids and the treble energy, so now we're talking a V-shaped signature, then there are a lot of choices here. You got your Hydas MS1, the CCZ Melody, the KB your Diamonds. Basically, they all do the job, so just find whichever one you like the most design wise, the availability in your country, and just like the price, get the one that's cheaper, and just take your pick. They all do the same thing, but just don't expect any refinement in the sound, since they're all cheap sci-fi V-shaped earphones. But hey, if that's what you're looking for, there you go. Now, as for my bass heads out there, the KB Ross Finch is still like the de facto bass head slamming bass set that you should get if you're a bass head. It just has a crap ton of bass. Obviously not gonna be the most refined, right? But it's very fun. Crank that up and have a good time. And if you have extra money, then you can go for the HBB Hades, which is just the Ross Finch, but just like scaled all the way up, where you can really crank up your music and really just like blast your brains out. It's literally just all bass. And as for some honorable mentions that didn't make the list, let's first start with the 7Hz 02. Now, these are also a warm bassy set like the QKZ HBBs, pretty much identical until the treble, but the main difference is that the HBBs just has better treble extension. More airy, it feels more open and less congested, and in my opinion, it's just a cheaper and better version of the 02, which is why the 02 did not make the list. And as for some OGs like these original 7Hz 0 and the original True, those are replaced by the Q1 Pro. Basically same thing, but the Q1 Pro has a better driver. And as for the Hola and the Cadenza, both don't really fall into the all-rounder category because they have more bass and less upper mids to be really like an all-rounder, but they're also not bassy enough to be in like the bassy warm category. So I would say these are more like bass boosted darker IEMs. So if that's what you're looking for, then you can give those a shot as well. Then lastly, the Moondrop Ju DSP is a more expensive version of the Chu2 and the EW100P. They sound the same, but without any additional advantages other than the Moondrop DSP app, which is really bad, along with, you know, the DSP noise issues, and the EQ doesn't work with external DAC amps or iPhones in general. So in my opinion, since they sound the same, just grab the EW100P or the Chu2 instead. But yeah, there's the roundup. I hope you guys found this guide to be helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Shout out to Jeff Young, RoarXCat, Dom Q, Star Buccaneers, Joel Pink, Discall Scaldus, B_Urac, Mystic Spoon Attack, Oh Really, Walker Standard, User, Ernest, Contain Guava Juice Gain, Patrick, Belcel Kel, Rodar the Calf, Perijat, Polly, Mr. Gorillas, Antoristo, Gis Seng Young, Tomat Pafrache, Ed, Harry, Christopher, Federico, Name, Henry, and Son of a Horse. Thank you guys so much.